In this video, we'll walk through the Points Gradebook Setup Wizard. To access your gradebook, choose the course in which you'll be working. You can select your course from your waffle icon or your pinned courses on your BlazeView homepage. From the top of your course, choose Assessments, select Grades. If this is the first time you are accessing your gradebook, you will be required to navigate the Gradebook Setup Wizard. This allows you to create the foundation of your gradebook and make certain choices concerning student views and instructor views. The initial Setup Wizard page is a summary of current gradebook settings. Scroll down and select the blue Start button to customize your gradebook to your preferences. Step 1. Choose a grading system. For this example, we will be using a points grading system. Choose Continue. Step 2. Final grade released. Decide if you will release the calculated final grade or the adjusted final grade. The calculated final grade cannot be adjusted manually. The adjusted final grade can be modified prior to release. Next, decide if you will automatically release final grade. This means that students' grades will be released upon being posted. This is optional based on your preferences but recommended by eLearning. Select the blue Continue button to move on to the next task. Step 3. Grade calculations. Determine how you will treat ungraded items in the gradebook that have not been assessed yet, and how the final grade will update. Drop ungraded items means that grades that have not been entered will not be calculated in a student's final grade. This means if a student does not complete a quiz or assignment, you will manually input the 0. However, it is a more accurate representation of a student's current progress. Treat ungraded items as 0 means that anything without a grade will be automatically awarded a 0. This saves you from having to manually input zeros, but means that all students start with a failing grade and work their way up. Automatically keep final grade updated means that a student's final grade continually and automatically updates as grades are modified or imported. Select the blue Continue button to move on to the next task. Step 4. Choose a default grade scheme. VSU uses a default grade scheme. You can make a copy if you wish to change the color coding options. For now, select the blue Continue button to move on to the next task. Step 5. Managing view display options. Decide how many decimal places you want to display. This is the view available to instructors, so it's entirely up to you and your preferences. The default number is 2, but you can adjust up to 5. Select the blue Continue button to move on to the next task. Step 6. Student View Display Options. This step deals with what students see when they access their gradebook in your course. First, determine grade details. If the points grade option is selected, students will be able to see the points value associated with items. For example, an 8 out of 10 on a writing assignment. If this option is selected, grade scheme symbol, students will be able to see what grade their score correlates to. For example, an 80% or an 8 out of 10 will equal to a B. If the grade scheme color option is selected, students will see colors associated with different grade schemes. For example, B equals green. A note: grade scheme color can only be displayed if the grade scheme symbol is also displayed. Now decide the decimals displayed for students in their gradebook. This defaults to 2. Next, choose the number of characters displayed in students' gradebooks. And finally, decide if you want to display the final grade calculation. This allows students to see how their grade was calculated, which assignments were completed, if the instructor adjusted points, etc. Select the blue Continue button to move on to the next task. Step 7 is the Grades Setup Summary. Review the choices you have made in setting up your gradebook. Select the blue Finish button to save your gradebook settings. You have now completed the Gradebook Setup Wizard.